Greetings. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. And I wanted to talk a little bit about a concept of the higher self, right, in the future. See, a lot of people talk about when you die, oh, I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back to this plane. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to advance to this level. I'm going to escape the reincarnation. Okay, most people saying that don't have any control over it. They don't know that. They're just saying that to sound cool. But to be honest, those of you who are on this path of illumination and light, right? Those of you who really are learning the science and applying it, the goal of this whole thing is to reunite with your higher will, with your higher aspect, with your higher self, your true self, right? The light. You're trying to reconnect with that, as opposed to living in this physical world, in this physical body, right? Because there's 3 levels to reality. You got the physical world, you got the astral plane, and then you have the plane of the mind, basically. And that's where the thoughts and the ideas and the seed of creation originates, right? Everything before it manifests on any plane starts as a thought, as an idea. And that vibration begins to trickle down and solidify, right, until it gains a spirit, right, until it gains an astral form, an astral pattern. All right, and once it gains that astral pattern, and once it becomes strong enough and dense enough, it forms a physical manifestation. So when you talk about your higher self and attaining union with that, what's up? Attaining union with your higher self, what you're really talking about is reconnecting with the mind of the all, right? The all is mind, the universe is mental. We're talking about reconnecting with that initial idea, initial energy, initial spirit. This is why I talk so much in the beginning about everything you do is divine. Everything. There's no mistakes. There's no mistakes. There's no coincidences. No accidents. This all happens the way that it's supposed to. Because you're on a path, right? You're on a path, you're on a journey, and it's plotted, it's mapped out. And we're just experiencing the day-to-day, step-by-step travel through time, minute by minute. Time is a symptom of the 3rd dimension, but once you get into the astral plane, time matters a lot less, right? And that's why you can access information from the past and from the future. And when you get to the realm of the mind, there is no time. I know for a fact, an absolute fact, with absolute certainty, that I'm going to master the ability of time travel. How do I know this? Because in 2004, I went back and spoke with myself, right? What I said that for is to say that one day, whether it's going to happen in my physical body or after I ascend to the next level, I'm going to attain union with my higher self. And I was just thinking, if I have that ability one day in the future, or when I remember that ability, what's to stop me from just going back to that point in time, right? And then I began to think about how my whole life, you know what I'm saying, things just kind of fall into place for certain things to happen certain ways, right? And as a Christian, you're like, oh, God's looking out for me. But guess what? Everything is divine and perfect because your higher self is orchestrating and arranging all the events in your life to get you to the point where you reclaim your divinity, when you become one with the higher self. That's why you are watching this video and videos like it. That's why you're reading the books that you're reading, because your higher self is putting those things in your path so that you can come across them and learn what you need to learn to get to the next level. When you reach the gnosis, when you go back up that tree of life and you hit that 777, you gain the union with your higher self, with your higher spirit. And in doing so, you look back on your physical life and you lead yourself to that point. It's kind of like a loop, but you do that with all of your past lives, right? So anyways, to really wrap up what I was saying, for those of you talking about you're not going to come back to this realm after you die, well, in order to do that, you need to reconnect with your highest self, your holy guardian angel, you know what I'm saying, your personal daemon, whatever name you want to give, your personal God, which is your higher aspect. If you don't want to come back to this hell, that's how you got to do it. You got to reconnect with the mind of the all, which is the subconscious, or what we call the subconscious mind. So that's what we're doing here with this channel, with these videos, studying hermetics, evoking spirits. All these things are reawakening latent powers within us, latent abilities. All it is learning how to have a conversation with that higher self. Because the more and more that you practice and you get better with this and you learn, you gain wisdom, you are accessing that power of the highest self, right? You're slowly connecting and merging with your true self, with divinity. Become a living God. That's why this is all about becoming God, right? When you master the power of the 4 elements of Tetragrammaton, right? The secret name of God, when you master that, essentially you become God. Because you're using his power, you have his attributes, right? Because you're acting as God on this plane. Right? Is it not written that ye are gods? Yes, we are. But you have to learn and remember, right? Gnosis and salvation, it isn't free. You have to work for it, right? You have to dig for it. And you don't have to be a genius, right? You don't have to be super intelligent. No, you just have to have the will and the drive to learn, right? To stick with it, to do your thing. But, yeah, say what I had to say. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777, and I wish you peace.